Hello everyone, welcome back. Since so many of you have been asking questions just about life here in Italy and just quite a few things, we decided we would do a Q&A. This video is just going to be answering your questions. Okay, let's get into it. Melissa said, how's life going? Okay, first question, how well do you speak Italian?
That changes by the day.
I don't want to say, especially you, I don't want to say that we're beginners. Definitely not fluent by any means.
No, we're not fluent. That's our main concern at the moment right now, is to become fluent.
We understand a lot more than we speak. Like when I hear people talking, I know what they're saying, but the hard part for us is responding in a coherent sentence.
I understood a lot 2 years ago when I lived here last time, but in the 2 years I didn't practice, didn't study, didn't keep it up, so like I forgot it all, and that's a big regret I have. So but we're getting there. Yeah,
and our grandparents always spoke Italian, not to us, but we've like always heard the language growing up.
We already know basically all the basics.
Definitely. So right now, obviously with our free time here, we've been doing a lot of studying. Yes. Someone did mention in the comments Duolingo, and that is actually what we are using. I know you're using a bunch of different stuff. But that's what I'm using, like, mainly is Duolingo. Next question, what challenges do you face in your new home as someone who's never lived there before? Life here is kind of going as I expected it to go. A couple of things that we've, taken for granted living at home with our parents was like having to deal with when and where to put the garbage out on our like front patio, having to deal with not having a dryer.
Garbage here, like there's one day for plastics, another day for paper, another day for like organics. So it
was a little confusing. It still is a little confusing.
Also because the instructions were all in Italian too. So like I'm trying to read through it and be like, okay, what can go into what and what can't go into what. So that was a little. We'd like look at the neighbors and to see what they were doing.
Yeah, exactly. But I think like just things like that where when you're living at home with your parents, they're kind of taking care of all that and you're kind of just living there.
Yeah, and like having to like run out of toilet paper and just like little things like that.
Yeah, like now this is fully your responsibility and like you need to take care of this. I think that was like the biggest challenge so far. So I've noticed this question quite a bit on Instagram and on YouTube is that so many people are asking us if we are working here.
Okay, that's a very big question.
The answer to that is, for right now, no, we're not working. In the future, probably, maybe. But yeah, for right now, we do not have jobs. We are just living on the savings that we have
saved up
accumulated.
I mean, we saved up for this trip.
Okay, next question. Do you have a set time you'll be there, or is it permanent right now? We don't have a set time.
No, but it's not permanent either. Like we know that like we don't want to stay here forever, but we also don't have a set time. Like I feel like that's the cool thing about not having plans is that we can stay here for as long as we want. We can go home whenever we want, and like we're not saying, oh, well, we were stuck here for this amount of time.
Yeah,
no, we're like free to do whatever. And I don't want to make a set plan or a set time to go home, and I don't want to
sometimes
stay here forever.
Yeah, especially for me, when I have a set plan and then I'm not able to follow through with it, it gets very stressful. And so I'm kind of glad that, like you said, we don't have that set plan.
We can go home whenever we want, like really.
Next question.
This is kind of, we've been getting this question by our cousins.
I was gonna say, this is pretty common. A lot of people at my work would joke around about this before I left.
Same.
But the next question is, plan on meeting a boy in Italy or going on dates? The way to answer this question is,
no, we didn't come here to go find a husband.
No.
That wasn't our plan.
No, if any of you know me in real life, you know that I don't plan on getting married until early 30s, late 20s, and I'm not even close to that age right now, so no plans on meeting a boy / future husband, and even if I did have a plan, I wouldn't want to meet a boy.
Because you'll be 30.
But anyways, I also don't think that's something you can plan. Also, how can you go on a date with a guy that you don't understand the language? Sorry if I'm itching my arm like crazy. I've got a really bad mosquito bite. What your options for work are where you currently are and options for others that you think are good. That's another question that is similar to the one previously.
In Sicily, everyone's told us that there is not a lot of work. The fact that we speak English, we've been told by even like the clerk that works for the mayor that we would have no problem getting jobs because we speak English. We're not too far from the airport.
Okay, what has been the biggest cultural shock you've experienced? You've lived in Italy for 3 months before. I've been to Sicily before, so I kind of was expecting everything like that we've experienced.
We already
so far.
like knew what we were going into, kind of thing.
The
The biggest
biggest
culture shock that we knew this, but like actually experiencing it is kind of hard. Is that like for a Sicilian, everything's slower. They take their time.
Yes,
laid
yes.
back.
And if you need them to do something for you,
Everything's
everything
always tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
And then tomorrow comes, they'll be like tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes, they'll be like tomorrow.
for at least a week.
You know, but you hear about it. Oh yeah. But then like experiencing it for ourselves, like before we had to wait in a B&B for like almost a week before our apartment was even ready.
True, and they had like
told
3
us-
months notice,
and they
of
told
that
us
we were coming.
exactly when to be ready, and so we booked our tickets around when they told us it would be ready. And then to get Wi-Fi in the apartment, which should have been done as soon as we moved in or before we even moved in, was like another week.
Like
Dinner
9.
here is at like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. The restaurants don't even open up until late.
Yeah, that one restaurant we went to when we were on the mountain, they didn't open up till
So if
7.
you're having dinner at 10 p.m., that is normal.
Yeah, that's right. That's a pretty big culture shock. I remember the first time when we came here, when we visited with my dad and
I had
Patrick.
no idea about it.
And we went out to dinner so late with the cousins. It was like one of the last days
Like,
we were here, and
this is
we
my
were like,
bedtime.
why are we like eating so late? And they're like, oh no, that's regular dinner time. And when we go out like 9 p.m., I'm like, first I was thinking, oh, it's gonna be too late. Everything's gonna be closed. But literally, it'd be like bustling town.
No, and then we go at 8 p.m. Like people are just starting to get out, and we'll start walking back at 10 p.m. By the time we start walking back is when like it's packed. Everyone's out and about.
Yeah, because people are like just finishing up dinner, wanting to do like a stroll. Next question: how are you going to make money over there? Are you going to study over there?
Money-wise, right now we're on savings, but jobs
In the future, definitely. Once we're fully bilingual.
And then same with studying. We're not sure just yet, but that is
I would
always,
love to go to school out here.
That's always an option. But
Yeah.
we're not, honestly, we don't even know yet. Like right now, as I like to say, we're taking like one step at a time.
How is it adjusting to the time difference? I
hate it.
It really
She
does.
doesn't
It
like
wasn't
it.
that hard at all. I mean, I like to sleep, and having a 7 to 10 job, because that's what I was working right before we left.
She had 2 jobs.
I guess there's time for sleeping, but not the kind of time that I like. So I go to bed at around, well, when we first got here, I would go to bed at like midnight and then wouldn't wake up till like 11.
Yeah.
So I think that's just how
That's
I
insane.
adjusted to the time. And it wasn't that hard, to be completely honest.
I just dislike adjusting, either coming here, going home, I hate it. Those were all Stella's Instagram questions. Now we're gonna go into my Instagram questions, or the ones I got on Instagram. Okay, so is there anything that you want to change about your apartment so far?
Yes. I want to answer this.
Right, let's do it together at the same time. Ready? Say.
Oh, I wasn't even gonna
Let's
say
see.
that.
Would you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I know what you're gonna say, but it's different
Okay,
than what
fine,
I'm
you
gonna
go.
say. Okay, so I hate tile. Tile is beautiful, but it shows so much dirt, and it gets so dirty so fast, and it is so hard to keep clean.
My thing is I want my balcony.
I knew that's what you were gonna
Because
say.
like our neighbor, like he just like sits on his balcony right there. We're just like, I'm just so jealous.
Yeah, that would be kind of nice.
What's one thing you forgot to pack?
I don't think I forgot to pack
I
anything.
don't think so.
The thing is, we knew if we forgot to pack something, we could just buy it here. So we weren't worried about
Like we only
that.
got like small amounts of everything, like
Exactly.
travel size,
Shampoo,
shampoo,
conditioner,
like
yeah,
because
yeah.
you know you can just buy it here.
But yeah, I don't think I forgot to pack anything.
Yes, I forgot to pack my Italian grammar book. I told mom, I'm like, Mom, I'm bringing this book. She's like, good, you better bring it. And I never brought my Italian grammar book.
One thing
Now I'm
that
regretting it.
I didn't really forget to pack it, but I should have thought of this before, is a camera. We have a small camera, but it would have been nice if I brought
her nice camera.
the better and nicer camera.
Been to an Italian movie? Good question.
We
Not yet.
we are going to do that
It's
though,
like our
because
theater.
the movie
so
theater
cute.
is so close. And
And
they
it's-
have American movies, like
but they
typical
speak
American
in
movies.
Italian.
They dubbed them over in
Which is
Italian.
perfect.
Yes, we are going to go to the movie theater.
It's so cute too.
Eventually.
Never least favorite thing.
My least favorite thing
here
is that the siesta is a lot longer than I thought it was.
So-
I thought it was like a 2 to 3 because it's like from 1:30 to 4.
Like, exactly. Like,
It is so long, and it kind of all depends on the certain person or restaurant, like when they decide to close for the
and
day.
when they said open back up.
Open.
So
It does get frustrating.
We're in this like small town, and like everything shuts down, and like during that time is the time where I'm like, okay, I'm wide awake now.
There's like one like cafe slash like bar.
Only one.
That's
the whole entire
open.
streets filled with pizza places, cafes, and bars, and hamburger shops, and everything. And
Literally the one. Yeah.
And it's
Everything
like,
closes. The grocery store is closed, the bakery's closed, the restaurants,
shops.
everything. Absolutely everything closes. People aren't even walking out on the streets.
The streets are
so when we go out during siesta time, it's like nobody.
What are some of the differences between Italy and the US?
Number one, the siesta. Americans definitely do not take 2.5 hours off in the middle of their busy work days to take a nap. The houses, definitely, like the style of the houses. Food, there are not many like fast food places. The scenery. The landscape, there we go. There are so many differences. We're gonna make a whole separate video about the differences.
How is living with one person like? We notice we tend to make a lot more food than we can eat because we're used to cooking in such big batches.
It's kind of quiet around here, which is a little different than from what we're used to.
Another one, how is Italy different from USA? Things you miss, apart from, of course, your family.
Okay, so let's just answer.
Video.
Yeah, we're gonna make a separate video on that.
USA is my car.
Yes,
just being able to get in your car.
I miss a car too.
Wherever. Now it's either bus schedules, walking distance, family member. You can't just, you know, go anywhere.
True.
So I miss my car.
So dryer, the car, and Starbucks. Priorities, people. Okay, what is the weather like there? Are there drastic seasons like here in Illinois? Right now, we've been dealing with kind of like 60s, early 60s in the morning, and then going up to like 80s. When we first got here, it was like 80s, but I feel like it's kind of cooled down a little bit to like mid 70s.
The thing is, even though it's like only like 80 degrees, the sun here is so strong that you are sweating hot.
We've only ever experienced one season so far, and it has not been drastic yet. We'll let you know come closer to Christmas time. Why not have a relative teach you Italian? Our relatives have lives of their own. They all have jobs, children, little ones.
Yes, they've already stopped and helped us so much here that they would, if we asked, I'm sure they would.
You don't want to impose on them.
I know, they've already just been so helpful and so nice with everything. Also, them talking to us only in Italian is kind of helpful.
Yeah.
The thing is, they don't speak English, or their English is very limited.
The next question, I guess graffiti's a worldwide scourge. Tell us why things are closed at 3. We kind of answered that. What was the significance, if any, of the wreath on the boy's head? So in our last, actually 2 videos ago, the morning in Palermo, I had a shot of a boy walking with like a wreath on his head, and one of your friends actually explained to us that it means he just graduated from university. So you know, when I go to school here and graduate, I'll have that wreath too. What was the problem with the Italian language school? So there really wasn't a problem with it. It was just too expensive for us at the moment. Apartment tour, so glad you're having a great time. If you haven't already seen, we just filmed an apartment tour a couple of days ago, so go check that out if you are still interested in seeing our apartment tour. So that is it for the questions. If you guys have any other questions, leave them down below. We'd be happy to do another Q&A.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Ciao!